future is uncertain and the end is always near, fixed signs. So let it roll, baby, roll all night long. You got the Roadhouse Blues, man. I think you got a particular situation you're dealing with where the only thing that can remedy what ails you is the open road. Some of you are wanting to hit the road. Some of you are wanting to hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. You think that the road may have something you're looking for. There's been this energy coming in about just rambling, finding your way, feeling your way through. Someone woke up this morning and got themselves a beer. They needed a little bit of an eye opener. Maybe needed a little liquid courage to face the day. Maybe needed to find the courage to get ready to hit the road, to go out there, to explore, or to finally step on a timeline that they've been hesitating to activate up until now. I did see a little image in the sky. It spoke of equality, all things being even. It was 3 timelines, and one fell away, and then 2 converged, and the 2 became 1. 3, 2, 1. It's like the countdown to something. The countdown to something that will be an equalizing force. But I do feel like you've been really buzzing at night. You're a creature of the night. You're up all night. You're up all night. That might be why you need a little eye opener at the start of your day. You might have a very sort of regular kind of schedule, you know. You need to be active during the day for your work. And yet you've been up all night. You've been buzzing. You've been active when others are sleeping. You got a lot on your mind. You got a lot on your mind. There's also a lot you're doing at night. I see like sort of like just cutting around the house and doing lots of odd little tasks and even sort of meandering in your immediate environment, getting like some kind of idea or some kind of inspiration, stopping what you're doing to jot it down real quick, and then, you know, just doing these odd little things at night, busying yourself at night, finding that nighttime is the time that everything comes to life in your energy, feeling like you're more harmonized with the moon than you are with the sun. But you need the sun to carry on. Because it was pretty wild that after the Roadhouse Blues came in, I heard that song by Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son. Only I was seeing sun as in S-U-N, the planet, the source, the sun, the thing that builds the light. And there's something about this wayward quality that you're needing, you know? You're starting to recognize maybe you don't need to know the way. Maybe you don't need to have it all figured out. Maybe the way through is just you showing up on the scene and letting yourself meander in whatever way the forces compel you. And may the force be with you here. You don't want something set in stone. Well, carry on, my wayward son. There will be peace when you're done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Carry on. You will always remember. Carry on. Nothing equals the splendor. Now your life's no longer empty. Surely heaven waits for you. See, I feel like you're reaching this place where you're recognizing that the wisdom that you gained through the experiences of your life, nothing can equal the splendor of that really is the true gold, the treasure. It's the way you understand your life on a different level than you did before. and in understanding your life on a different level than you did before, it changes your point of reference as far as the vista that you have your sights set on. And there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty too when we realize we got it all wrong, especially the way we've been viewing something has been dismal. I do feel like you've been up all night, broken sleep, busy at night, energized at night, puttering around at night, getting little bursts of inspiration at night, fleeting bursts. It feels fleeting. It hasn't really all sort of converged together yet. These things that seem like they're separate parts, separate pieces, fragmented, they're not actually. They'll come together down the road. They'll come together seamlessly, beautifully, and it'll be like the telling of your tapestry of your life. It's really like kind of a gorgeous energy that's weaving in here. But see, you stop dreaming because you're awake. And this is really important when it comes to you, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. Because your stargate, that is your portal, that is your way through to that timeline that you're trying to merge here, and for the false path to fall away, you have to activate your stargate in your dreams. And something's keeping you up at night. And with that, I got the message of a dream thief that's casting psyops in your direction. And this is a bit of a tricky energy that you need to overcome. There's some kind of illusion you need to see through. And this was a real interesting piece that came in. There's 9 oracular dreams at play here. There's a lot of this sort of like dream weaver, dream on. Don't dream it's over. Running down a dream kind of energy. Okay, you might even be sort of having songs that have dream as the central feature pop up on your radio when you're out hitting the road, going for drives. Maybe you're doing moonlit drives. Maybe you're driving to the coast at night. Maybe you're just sort of letting yourself meander in your car at night, listening to the radio, remembering dreams that have fallen away. But there's something about your dreams, like your sleeping dreams. You've had 9 oracular dreams. And if you're short of 9, you got the remaining ones to make up the deficit that are going to be coming in here for you. But you have to be dreaming, you have to be sleeping to receive them, because these 9 oracular dreams are like stargates in and of themselves. And each one leads you through a particular wormhole that takes you to that road that rises up to meet you. 9 oracular dreams converge into your way through, Dreamwalker, right? Really interesting energy. But you're meant to carry on, my wayward son, and there's something here about not carrying on the way you have been too. Like, I was really drawn to work with the angels and imps tarot decks with you all, but what was fascinating is quite unexpectedly, in assisting someone in overcoming a particularly tricky situation, I went to go and look at the book for the occult tarot, which is what I call the imp cards, because I wanted to get some correlation points. There's usually Travis McHenry, who made that deck and the Angel Tarot, has a book that includes different correspondences with the cards. And I wanted to get some correspondences for a particular card that was coming up in a read. And so I went to go get the box to get the book out, because I usually keep the box and the book's set aside from the decks. I usually just let the deck speak to me, except when there's something that can be retrieved like that, right?
So I opened up the box, and it was like opening Pandora's box because there were frickin', I think there were 9 cards that were still stuck in that box, and they were all imps. Okay. And they were still hanging out in the box, like they'd never been integrated in the deck. And see, so I feel like there's like this integration point, things that are separate, right? That seem separate, these dreams you've had. It's something that didn't materialize, all right? So these could be things that you dreamt about when you were asleep, or these could be things that you daydreamed about or fantasized about, right? But they're now getting ready to be reintegrated, so you're playing with a full deck. The jokers may have been wild, but you're about to get the cards you need to play your hand, all right? That's how the message is coming through. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Cups, Ose. Jaguar medicine. The unknown. You already know the unknown. It's all been revealed in your dreams, and any missing bits of information you need to retrieve past the Stargate and merge those timelines and allow the false one to fall away. All you need to do is you need to get some sleep. You need to rest your weary head. Don't cry no more. Don't avoid what you're feeling anymore. Don't wake up with an eye opener. Don't go and hit the road, just meandering, because you're trying to run away from something that you're carrying with you. You're carrying it forward with you. And there's something about not allowing your energy to be affected maybe by someone that's getting you up in your head or getting you stressed out or has you trying to release that anxious energy at night by busying yourself when you do need to be resting. You need to rest. You need to get some good sleep. And if you're going to be up at night, then use it for dreaming actively, you know? Don't do it just like sort of scrolling, feeding that ether energy by, getting lost in a screen. Change the screen you're looking through. Okay, you need to take off the filter. Maybe look on the blank screen of your mind. Maybe do a little meditation. Maybe drop in and do some yoga at night. Maybe, if you're a musician, play your guitar. Go in your studio, lay down some tracks. Or go sit outside, connect with the stars, scry in the stars. Maybe connect with the elements, connect with the ether, understand why is the ether, calling me so much? Why am I being pulled out of my place of grounding here? Why am I being beckoned on this like flight fancy? But see that I'm not picking up that it's really been a flight fancy. I mean, I think there's been glimpses of that, fragment moments of that, where you've like jotted something down, or it pulled your attention in a certain way, but then it's like the thought process goes again, and it leads you off on a wild goose chase, and then it's like the inspiration is lost. But see, you're going to see through the illusion. You're also gaining a certain courage here. You're not meant to be afraid. You're not meant to be afraid of the unknown. The wayward path is your path. It is the path where you truly belong. It's your essence to be sort of wayward. It's the search itself that brings your treasure and your reward. To always be questing for more. If you had all the answers, if you had so many certainties, you would be bored out of your skull. And that's the problem. It's like you've been trying to chain yourself to certainty. Somebody's trying to convince you to do that. Somebody has gotten in your head. And to get out of your head and find a way through, you need to get rest. But, if you're finding it difficult to allow your body to rest because there's so much energy teeming in there, then, work with it actively. Work with it actively. Don't let it just sit there and be like this storm in a teacup when it's meant to be far more of a centrifugal force in your life. That's how it's coming through. And I do feel like once you tap into this, okay, if you just start to shift it a little bit, like change up your night routine a little bit, like, okay, I'm gonna stop taking my phone to bed and scrolling while I'm in bed and then wondering why I can't get any rest. And then I find myself getting up and like just, aimlessly sort of fidgeting, puttering around the house, or sometimes just staring off into space, hearing that incessant buzzing in my ears. It's like you're picking up the frequency to tune in, but you're tuning out because the energy is it's not being given the proper playing field. That's what I got. It's not meant to be used with just sort of this like wasteless kind of frenetic activity. It's meant to be channeled much more powerfully. There's a lot of answers that want to come in for you through the dream space, whether you're accessing it through getting rest and sleeping. And I do feel like your body needs rest. Your nervous system needs rest. The energy is very buzzy, dropping into the fixed signs. We have to remember Scorpio, it's fixed sign. Scorpio is highly sensitive, also low to the ground. So really like feels what is sort of coming beneath the surface, what can't be seen, what will soon take root, and I feel like there's that energy there. The Plutonian energy. Yeah, I feel what's rumbling down there. I feel what's rumbling in the earth. I feel what's rumbling. I feel the earth moving under my feet. Earthquakes may be something that comes through at this time. There may be something about like weather patterns changing in that way too, like when nature gets real quiet right before something's about to radically shift. The air gets still. And everything seems a little alternate reality. Yeah, that's when you'll know that breakthrough moment is about to arrive on the scene. And all of a sudden you're going to have answers about secret things, answers about things that have been perplexing you. And that's when others that you've seen a certain way or circumstances or your environment, it's going to morph before your very eyes because there's something about unlocking the mystery of the seer. Your eyes will never look at something the same way ever again. There might even be something that shifts in your eyes. This could be something that starts to shift a bit with the color in your eyes or the clarity in your eyes. Some feature of your eyes, like something shifting in some way. I'm getting more light building in the eyes. I also feel like there's somebody here that you need to look in the eyes. You need to look them in the eyes deeply. That's a way through too. Maybe that's how two timelines become one. Interesting. It's got that link up energy again. That's been coming in a lot lately about like star mates. Not soulmates, star mates. We share an origin story. We share an origin story. And there's something about the piece, where the dream keepers of those origin stories is there's certain characters we need to link up to here in order to make that way through for the collective. It's like threads, threads of fate. Maya, how she spins like the cosmic web of creation, like this giant spider web, grandmother spider up there activating all the threads of light. But it's like a hub. It's like the big wheel in the sky that keeps it turning. We don't know where we're going to be tomorrow, but we know we're going somewhere. We know we're going somewhere. And so like these light codes are awakening within each of us, the light codes that let us know the light that we're meant to bring forward. And for all of us here, there's somebody that plays a role in that. It's a linking energy. It's like a Starlink energy. It is. It's a Starlink energy. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. It's a Starlink energy. And there's creation that comes through it. The illusion becomes reality. The dream is the way through. The dreamers are awakening. We need the dreamers. The dreamers are awakening. And the problem is when there's a lot of fear on the scene and there's a lot of activation on the scene and a lot of stress, people lose their ability to dream, either because they can't rest deeply enough or they're so distracted and there's so much in that place of like just trying to get it all done, trying to manage it all, trying to keep their balance, trying to stay on track, trying to just survive, trying to get through another day, that they lose the ability to dream. And so also we have to look at the dream thieves that are just in the programming of the matrix that's out there. And so there's something about that, like to free ourselves from the matrix, man, we have to be able to dream. You got to dream on, man. You need to be the dream weaver. Don't dream it's over. It's just beginning. Aquarius is like, hello. I've been back, man. I've been back from orbit there, and I got a message for you all. I'm bringing it down to Earth. It may seem heavy, man. I know it's very Plutonian. I know it's heavy, man, but there's a lot of light there to be found too. You're really aligning with your integrity as well, okay? Let's get some details here now that we got a full deck to work with. Let's let these keys come in. It was 22, 44 on the clock. Master Builder number. Yes, the 2 make the foundation for the road forward here. You may be hitting the open road to align with that person. You may not know that that's the reason why you feel compelled to hit the road, to just go explore, to just go and walk around out in your community, maybe turn down some streets you've never walked before. And you might be guided in that way because you're meant to bump into this star name. Okay, it's a link up point. 4 of Cups. I think the problem is right now is you're starting to wake up to the disappointment of being linked up with questionable familiars. Maybe people that you thought at one point were there to help you in moving forward, but more and more you're starting to feel like you're losing time here. Not just a dream thief, but a time thief as well. Maybe you feel like time's ticking when it comes to your dreams, but when you've got access to a stargate, to an interstellar teleportation device, I mean, what's time? Time is nothing. You can transport yourself right into the stratosphere of your dreams, like just like that, in an instant. But somebody here has been guiding you in such a way because there's something that they're after. They're after a bit of your power, I have to say, or what comes as, an interpretation of them getting some kind of rise in power from your connection. Maybe they feel like they get status elevation, or maybe you're in a good position monetarily and they benefit from that in some way. And this person also, they make it like you can really confide in them. You tell them a lot of secret things. But you got to start wondering, maybe with some things you've started to notice, some disappointments you've been experiencing. Because I do feel like where this person has been there for you to sort of unload on, you're starting to recognize that every time you've shared these things with this person, like something kind of unravels or goes south for you. You're questioning a connection here because of some kind of disappointment you've been experiencing. And you might be just beginning to realize that you're not on the path that you thought was the path of your dreams. Or maybe you got led off the path. There's something about, I'm really seeing like it's coming through in the physical though. So I feel like, there's something that's going to come in here where you're going to run into somebody, you're going to bump into somebody where, you're going out of your usual way in some respect. I mean, I could even see this in terms of circles that you travel on the World Wide Web. Like, oh, I never, go on this forum, or I never go on this website, or I never, spend any time on this, social media platform. And yet you bump into somebody, when you go out of your usual way, or I never go to that coffee shop. You go there and, whoa, who are you? It doesn't have to be somebody that you already know in the physical, but you know this person, they're starving. You share an origin story. There's something about that. There's some kind of meaning that's coming in here. And I feel like the time and the space and the distance of that meeting, like the gap is being bridged right now. It's becoming more narrow. And as I say that, of course, something falls away. This could have something to do with the one timeline that's falling away. Knight of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Indecision about what to cut off and what to charge forward with, because having truth firmly in your grasp, seeing through some kind of shape-shifting energy. It's this character that I was talking about that's been providing some kind of false sense of consolation here. You're going to see that this person's been up to a little monkey business and they've been speaking with a forked tongue. They're going to reveal it in a moment of unconsciousness. They're going to reveal their hand, and then you're going to have a lot of missing pieces come in for you suddenly. Finally, you're going to know what's been the limiting factor here. And just as I said that, there was a sparrow that flew in this direction, flew from the northwest. So northwest could be a connection here. Some message, somebody who lives in the northwest. You're finally it's gonna be like one of these moments where all of a sudden the pieces fit, like in your consciousness, all the pieces fit, all the pieces come together. I know the pieces fit. The band Tool could have something to do with this. Like there could be a connection there for that to come in. It might spark something for someone. So whenever these little random pieces come in, I always bring them in because they can highlight something for someone. Yeah. This may have even been somebody that you reconciled with, like you had some distance from this person. You went your own separate ways, then you kind of reconnected. You reconciled as friends. And I mean, there may never have been any kind of falling out there, right? It could have just been just time and circumstance, your paths took you in a different direction. Yeah, 2933, you came back into alignment. You saw them somewhere, you ran into this person, you reconnected, sort of got the friendship renewed. Yeah, this person's been tricky, this person's been slippery. they've been telling you things that have been in some way been questioning, making you question how you feel like you should be moving forward here, or something you want to express, or somebody you want to communicate with, like they're trying to discourage you from doing this. But coming off like they're assisting you in some way with some kind of transformation. This may be a person who has been providing a false sense of comfort, consolation. I think you're going to see through this, and then you're going to move forward like really rapidly. Suddenly it resolves everything for you. Like, I know exactly what I need to do. I feel like the disguise is starting to fall away. Like this person is starting to slip up a little bit. Maybe this person feels that. Maybe they're picking up the buzz of that at night. Maybe that's why they can't sleep. Maybe that's why they need the eye opener. Like they know, like, all right, pretty soon here, I'm not going to be able to kind of like maintain this facade much longer. Okay, let me see. Get some more details about this for you. It's not time to tune out. I mean, I know this. It's time for you to tune in. So if you are struggling, ending to this deceiver, light mirror energy coming through to help you see through deception, coming in with depth. Scorpio, this is coming in really strongly for you. All of the skeletons are tumbling out of this person's closet, man. And whatever this is, it like springs a lock. It springs a lock. I feel like it's a lock that's been in place in your consciousness. All of a sudden you see very clearly, you see the way through, you know what needs to be communicated, you know what needs to be cut off. You cut through that veil of illusion that's been cast around you, and you charge forward. You charge forward. However you're moving here, whatever you're charging toward, and whatever's charging toward you, it's like day with destiny, okay? These two forces, they come together, they unite, each holding an ace of wands. And in doing so, their forces combine and they form Gabo, the rune of the gifts that have been decreed by the gods upon man. And there's something about that. The joining of forces is the way through. It incites jealousy. It incites envy. Okay, give me more details about this. More details about this, please, Spirit. For the fixed signs, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus. Any more details in the overall message? And then I want to look into a couple of other areas here just a little bit more deeply before we get into your individual sign reads. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Cups, it comes in again. So where you feel like that Kansas song, there could be a Kansas connection. You could feel like, Toto, I don't feel like we're in Kansas anymore. It's possible. Okay, there may be a big wind of change coming into your life, but it's really just you harnessing the power that carries you forward. It's like you've been working with storm and a teacup energy when you're meant to like be in that calm eye of the storm, and you're supposed to direct the flow of that centrifugal force in your life and where it carries you, okay? Tornado medicine, hurricane medicine, like this is all like big energy. Oya energy coming in, change. There's change coming in, Skywalker. Can you ride the wild wind forward? There's change. You are the change. Maybe you are the catalyst. And you haven't recognized that yet. Wow, that's wild. I'm looking up at the sky and I see what looks like, since it's being formed by the clouds, it looks like a white raven. Yeah, more people are waking up. That prophecy is being fulfilled of the white raven. There's been some kind of theft here that's being addressed. Some kind of theft here that's being addressed. And in order for these two to converge their energies and provide the way through that has them awakening those light codes and their purpose, the two birds flying again from the northwest. There's something about that direction, the northwest, that's of significance here. In order for them to have this road clear, there's a matter of theft that needs to be dealt with here to safely open the road. It's like needing to clear the way of thieves. I mean, we've had this time thief energy, dream thief energy. What came in here? It's in reverse. You're going to be able to suss out this individual. Page of Cups in reverse. 9 of Wands in reverse. Their cloaking's falling away. The protection is falling away. The stronghold they've had up to this point, it's losing steam here. This person's feeling a little star-crossed right now. They've been working a lot with herbs. They work with a lot of herbs in their alchemical work. There's something they did with herbs here that wasn't right. They were coming up against the wrong things. It also feels like an intrusive energy, like trying to get too much into your personal space through some kind of manipulation. This person works with plants in their workings. They're very connected to this. They like to work with the plants, right? Okay, I'll pull one out. Let me do a cut of the deck here. Just got guided to pull out one of the herbal astrology oracles to cap off this message, because there might be a particular plant too that's courting you, that wants to support you in anchoring something here, or to guide you in how to deal with this energy that's creating some interference on your path. Page of Cups in reverse. And again, I feel like this is an energy that you should be warding. This is an energy that you should understand is employing some kind of strategy, whoever this character is. But it's been hidden from you. It's about to be revealed. Because I feel like you've had your defenses down around this person. You may have just what was that? My finger flicked these cards and split this deck. Interesting the way that happened. Okay, we'll see what this is. Ace of Cups on one side. Let's hear on the other split. Knight of Pentacles. There's some fulfillment they've been desiring here. I mean, Page of Cups in reverse. They've had their sights set on some kind of miraculous chalice here that they've wanted to receive, something they've wanted to pour into them. This is why they've been diligently, very slowly undermining here. Trying to prevent any kind of growth. See, this particular Knight of Pentacles, there's nothing but fallow fields here. Nothing's growing. No actions being taken. This could have something to do with what you had your heart set on, or a love offer here, some kind of fulfillment that Somebody's been trying to slow down. Okay, interesting. Let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we got for the fixed signs here. 9 of Cups. Yeah. It's like this person's been training for this. They have. They have been getting their chops, because I do feel like you've been quite a tough nut to crack. You know what I mean? They've had to try to come at you many different angles to slow you down here. This could be a clue too. This person could have like a really strong build. Like this could be a bodybuilder, right? Maybe this person hits the gym a lot. This person may have a real muscular build. They may be very sturdy. This could be somebody also who's really into like carnival culture. I got that. Okay. Like, sideshow freaks and, all of that. Like the old school sideshows. This could even be somebody who's part of a sideshow. They could even be somebody who's in like a traveling sideshow kind of scenario, traveling carnival, something like this, Or there's that quality, maybe it feels like there's something in this situation that sort of mirrors that, something seems a little fantastical or a little distorted here. Yeah, this person definitely works with herbs. It's coming in again here. This is somebody who comes off very like logical, very maybe even ethical on the surface. Like they say they have a strong code of ethics. They may say they have old school ethics. Okay, they may be this kind of character. But this person conceals, like, I feel like they conceal that out there side of them. Like they come off that way. They come off more intellectual, but they have a more mystical side. They have a more out there side, and it's something they really keep concealed. And this is what helps them get away with a lot of stuff. They've been at this for a long time. Actually, you've known this person for a long time. This is somebody you go way back with. And it's like you're going to have a hidden side to this person revealed to you. I mean, they're able to get away with this for such a long time because they keep this it's got like closet mystic. That's what it's got. Like somebody who is like truly, a weird little wizard, and they know how to work some shit, man. But nobody would know it because of what they present on the surface, or they're highly underestimated here. And that's what gives them strength. So you see, once the energy is outed, it loses power to have an effect here. This person feels like somebody else has something that they think belongs to them. That's their motivation. And that's why they're trying to slow things down. They're working very slowly, imperceptibly. It's like it creates like a drag. It creates a drag on the timeline. That's what I got. But there is recovery here of lost items. For whoever stole them, they're going to have to give those items up. And there is treasure to be found here. I got that. There's treasure to be found here. That's what may not be evident at this time. Oh, absolutely. Judgment. Judgment on the scene. That's the shots we're calling here. And somebody here is going to have to atone for their errors. They will be held accountable. And whoever has been trying to humiliate you, degrade you, take something from you that you earned by birthright or by merit, This has the power to destroy. This exposure has the power to destroy. This, it's like strips them of their power. See, the power this person has is in their ability to, you know, operate beneath the surface. It's their ability to be hidden, and once they're exposed, they have no more power. It's like really, this calling out totally switches up the game here. It's really interesting energy. So energy's on the board. We got Scorpio here. We had Sagittarius come in. Swords energy came in. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we had Pentacles energy come in as well with the Knights. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, let's go ahead and get one of these cards before we dive into your individual sign reads. Yeah, look, the road's opening here. But first, it comes through a storm. It comes through some kind of shock, something that's jolting, an awakening moment. I feel like somebody is being revealed that's been concealed. The cloaking's falling away. It's like you see clearly. It's shocking. It's shocking when you see who it is. But this is what opens up the road for the cauldron of Dagda and the inexhaustible source of nourishment, and something that doesn't just nourish you, but nourishes all the others that are meant to join you on the quest forward, as well as the collective as a whole. There's treasure to be found here. There's transformation here. The star comes into view on the other side once the dreams are recovered. And again, there's clues coming through in the dreams as well that lights up what's been hidden in the dark. So do what you can to dream in whatever way you're able to. If your body can't rest, then do active dreaming, meditate, create, okay? Don't get programmed by a screen at this time. Right now, you need to be awake within your dreams. Very important. You do have somebody here that likes to tap in that way, and they have been crossing boundaries. So ward your dreams too, protect your dreams, and that includes the dreams that you're already seeding in your material reality. Like, don't talk about your work plans, don't talk about the projects you're working on, don't talk about the things you're seeding, don't even speak them into existence. Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue, because energies are listening. And once you put it out there, even if you're not speaking it to anyone else, that energy has already been set loose upon the winds. And before you know it, somebody else is doing the very thing that you had planned on doing. But a lot of you got somebody's like pumping you for this information, and then they want to take it and they want to run with it. They want to steal that dream. Be aware of this. So let's see, what medicine are the fixed signs Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus needing at this time in order to remedy this situation and to get on this timeline where they will find that balance, that equalization, the equilibrium coming through, like some equalizer force coming in. I keep seeing mixing boards, like equalizers, you know, like for doing mixing of music, you know, studio production stuff. So there might be something in relation to this in correlation with the dream. And somebody you've been giving a little bit too much information to about what you're working on there. Be careful, man. Don't sell out this dream, right? It's your vision. Yeah. You see, there's something you're really tapped into here. It does require that you have protection with dragon's blood as you navigate this tricky crossroads, because I do feel like there's a little bit of a moment of confusion as you're trying to figure out which road do I take here, which road do I step on. There's a little bit of a moment of hesitation because of this character here who's like talking in your ear. This is why you need to recover your dreams. This is why you need to really connect, actively dream, especially getting really grounded, really rooted in nature. You know, work with that tree medicine. Work with that tree medicine so you can tap the consciousness of the world soul. So you can work with animism, you know, all of the elementals, all of the energies around you that also carry life force that are trying to communicate to you. They're much more trustworthy than humans. They're much more trustworthy than humans. They'll move you out of a place of lack of clarity and indecision, and you'll know the correct path to step on. It's very important here. There's also need for protection of your blessings, protection of your gifts that are coming in here. All right, you might want to work with dragon's blood a bit. There are some really nice sage bundles you can get that have been rolled in dragon's blood resin. That's a nice way to bring that energy in, to work with that a bit. So you might want to bring that in, be very helpful at this time. Tell your secrets to the earth. Speak your dreams, you know, to the earth. You don't even need to vocalize them. You just need to seed them in the earth. They'll tell you everything you know about how to make it grow. Something about not speaking it to others. Not speaking it to others. Others who act like they're offering comfort and consolation, when really what their mind is set on is consternation. All right, let's go ahead and get you some medicine here. Big signs, and then we'll dive into your individual sign readings. Beginning first with Leo, since you're at Cancer. Let me start here. Yeah, see, you're actively involved in your transformation right now. You're evolving. There's something that you're going to understand. And see, I do feel like there's something here. You'll see like there's like this star body laying here that is being risen up out of, and it's this green Tara energy. It's the green Dakini energy. And when we're looking at green Tara, she's a very active force. And green Tara can absolutely set the dream into motion. She will take action if you're in need or you feel like you're missing a path or missing a piece or missing a clue. Like, she will show you the way through, but she moves, man. She always has her right foot forward so she can take a step. And there's something here about being in this like liminal in between space for you is really coming to an end. There's a point here where you have to firmly step on a path, because the path that you step on, it's going to have this moment of convergence. And that other path that you've been sort of like wiffle waffling back and forth on, it is going to disappear. It is just going to evaporate into the ether here. Something is being cleansed. An old creation is being cleansed away. An old dream is being released. There's some bad blood that's being cleansed away here. And there's a metamorphosis occurring that is the way through here. The vehicle is coming forward. We have Padiarco coming in here. Yeah, you know, there's something here that does need to be digested and released, and it's coming in with the energy of the moon and Pluto here. So again, Scorpio, your energy coming through very strongly, and with the moon we have Cancer coming in here. And yeah, it is absolutely time to move out of the indecision, because Jupiter is no longer in Gemini. It's no longer at the place of the question of the lovers to try to decide between the path that leads to the stargate with the star mate, or whether to choose the parasitic fruit of temptation. It's beyond that. It's time to actually activate the path right now. So there can be no more like wiffle waffling. There's some decision that needs to be made here. And I feel like with this disguise falling away, from what I feel is that false path, okay? Whoever is being revealed here as wearing a mask is going to also help you in that it frees you from a mask that you had to wear in order to even relate to this person. There may be some bad blood that's shed within that connection too. And it could very well be that there is that timeline falling away, the timeline where you both had to sort of wear these masks in order to relate with each other. And it's not until the true identity is revealed, what was concealed, right, that the growth occurs. Something comes to bloom. Also, yes, digestion, this area of the body, the sacral chakra, there's something that needs to be cleansed here. There's something that needs to be released here. Something has not been digested. And because it hasn't been digested, the thought forms around it have taken over everything. And so it's like the conscious creator at the helm. And when I think of that kind of energy, Padiarco is often used for yeast. It clears out parasites. It clears out those kind of invasive sort of energies. So there's something that has taken over everything, like the thought forms, or something that has taken over also what is created. Because if the thought forms, there's like almost this like stuttering moment there, like not even knowing how to articulate the thoughts into what needs to be transmitted here. It's like creating almost like misfires in creativity. But this moment where the false identity falls away, or the false mate falls away, this is when you get to the other side. The other side of the potential of that Ace of Pentacles. It's like I feel like you've had an opportunity and it's been in your hand for a long time. And somebody has been offering some kind of consolation around this, or trying to support you and telling you why you shouldn't invest in this, but yet you never let go of that Ace of Pentacles. And that is worth mentioning, because there's part of you that knows there's treasure there in what you already hold in your hand. I feel like what is creating this moment of metamorphosis is that you are seeing something beyond what was masking its true identity. And in doing that, this is what creates the Chariot. It is the way through. It's not by, your ride showing up on the scene, to take you to another place. No, this is like a traveling in the consciousness. It's a moment of finally seeing something as it is, and that becomes the vehicle itself that moves you forward, because it changes the next step you take. You step out of the crossroads, and there's something about putting your feet firmly on the path. As soon as you step out of these crossroads, that path that's had you held up, that's had you questioning, it's going to completely fall away. Yes. And this is what leads you to your true wealth. And it comes in with number 19, the energy of the sun. So Leo energy coming in here very strongly. It's the blessing of your time hanging out with Pluto, okay, Aquarian energy on the scene as well. So there is some blessing that comes through here because now we got, Jupiter and Cancer. So this is like what you need to fill your cup coming in, that inexhaustible source here. And also there's so much wisdom and so much protection of the beauty that's about to reveal itself in your life that comes through that source of the wisdom. That's where the richness comes from. Interesting. Okay, let's get reads for each of the individual signs here. I'm going to go ahead and take these cards, and I think I'm going to put them back in the deck so we can integrate them for each of the individual sign reads. We're going to begin with Leo because we opened up the cardinal sign download with Cancer since it's their birthday season. So that means next up for the fixed signs would be Leo. Just moving in the order there. Leo coming in at 101.43. So yes, Chariot arriving on the scene. Your road opens up to come into alignment and find the way through. Right? I do think you're figuring out who you're meant to journey forward with on this quest. I do think you are figuring out who is your sun, who's your sunshine, who makes you happy when the skies are gray. That person that you never told how much you love them, and you just don't want that light source to be taken out of your life. At the end of the day, despite all the challenges, despite the rough road, despite the lessons, you keep coming back to this. You know where your source is, the source that lights you up, the source that taps you into that essence within yourself. Leo, you are ruled by the sun. So this energy coming in right off the bat. What is coming in for Leo as themes, introducing themselves of this signature energy that will be traveling through this lunar cycle leading up to the full moon in Capricorn on July 10th, the full buck moon. What are the themes? What are the synchronicities? What are the clues that are going to emerge for Leo in the next 72 hours in relation to this? Some judgment coming in. You're going to have very clear judgment about a situation. I feel like it's something that comes through to you in a moment where you're kind of just immersed in your own meditative thoughts here. There's something that really makes you understand where you belong and what you need to do to open your road. It's like a moment of awareness where suddenly what was hidden to you is revealed and you have the answers you need. And the answers you need not only about just your day-to-day life and a particular circumstance that you've really been struggling with, and how to really pull something off that has been extremely challenging for you, but you also have the spiritual answers you've been seeking. In other words, the answers you arrive at here, it's very sound judgment. And there might be some kind of communication coming in around this, or you might feel compelled to communicate to somebody about this. You could be an Aquarius rising, okay? Would make you a Leo descendant. And yeah, I feel like you're exercising some judgment here. There may even be somebody that you're informing about this decision you've made. With the bear here, it could be a Virgo that you're letting in the loop about this choice you're making here. And it does come in with the star. So I feel like you're opening up your stargate here. You will find your equilibrium. You will be able to also find protection here. I feel like you're all good. Like whatever's going down here, you're going to make it right in terms of spiritual court here. Like there's some kind of judgment call you're making based on new insight. And because something's being revealed to you that you couldn't see before, it's sort of getting you out of a situation that maybe you were a little worried about navigating, maybe because you feel like, did I get that right back there? Okay. But whatever this information that's coming in and the judgment call you're making as a result, it's like it's equalizing. It feels like it's equalizing karma, to be honest with you, right? So there's something beneficial that comes through here. Right. Let's get some more details about this Leo. Yeah, that did flip over. What is that? 3 of Wands. Yeah, you understood that there was somebody that was really interfering here, a bit of a flying monkey that was set out by a wizard that wanted to steal some treasure here for their own. This is somebody that was operating at odds here. Could be somebody that was in competition for a love interest of yours. This could even be that character that came in the fixed sign collective download. This is somebody that was acting very friendly or as a friend, and they could have even been somebody who was giving you some kind of guidance. They may have been acting like they were being helpful, that they were assisting you in some way, but they actually maybe were interested romantically in somebody that you're connected to. They were acting like they were giving you answers about like questions you had about certain things that went down in the past, certain things you didn't understand, and just trying to figure out like, what do I do next? You know, really just feeling like you didn't know what step to take. This person was advising you. There was some kind of sabotage going on here. They were either the friend of somebody that has mutual interest and like a love interest of yours, a lover of yours or something like that, or they were somebody who wanted to split this up. Because they feel like they could have benefited in some way if this was brought down. Like it would prevent you from receiving something. Like it would block you from receiving something if they interfered, you know, and tried to cast a false judgment on somebody that you were connected to here. Okay, give me more details about this for Leo. I think you're finding out about this. This has got like third party energy. Okay, somebody that's been trying to get, it looks like specifically trying to get in between you and a woman of interest, Leo. And there's some like romantic tie in there. Okay, so this could be like somebody's lover, you know, getting involved in the mix and trying to drive a wedge between you and a woman is how it's coming through. Love you have for a woman, maybe making you despise this woman. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Follow my lead. Here's the Pied Piper, you know. Yeah. Somebody trying to lead you down the wrong path, lead you away from a woman that you have love for. Because this person was like sent in to erode your perception, your trust in that individual for a very distinct purpose. I feel it's because they're either the person who has interest in this woman that you're connected to, or they are connected to somebody
that they're helping out that wants access to that woman. Right?
Little clue about this. Is this somebody that you knew? You knew this person before? Because there was like reconciliation here. You hadn't been in touch with this person for a while, and then maybe they reached out to you. You started communicating again, and then they started like telling you all this stuff, and it started swaying the way you were looking at things, started swaying the way you were looking at a particular woman you're connected to. And you trusted this person because you thought, you know, well, I know this person, like we go back a ways, and you know, but this person, they speak with a forked tongue. This person is up to some monkey business. This person's like flying monkey energy here, trying to create mix-ups around what's supposed to come in for you, right? Promising loyalty, promising that they're there for you. You know, I'm by your side. I wouldn't lead you astray. I'm here to help. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There could be a monetary piece that's connected to this too. But I feel like this, or that's what this person stands to gain, maybe through connecting with a particular woman. Like maybe they feel like they're able to see some kind of assets or something along these lines. There's deception here. Somebody wants you to like dance to their tune, follow their lead, because I'm going to lead you in the right direction, but I'd be weary of this. Okay, need some more details about this. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming in with that energy comes in again. 3 of Wands that is covering this Page of Pentacles. This is somebody who is really into politics. They like to debate politics. This may be somebody who has more like traditional spiritual views. This could be somebody who goes to church. This could be somebody that is an ex of this woman that they're trying to get close to. It's coming in as an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And it's interesting that we opened up with a collected download like this because here's the earth rumbling beneath your feet. This person causes earthquakes. They create fracturing in the land that you're trying to till so you can plant those seeds, so you can grow your crops and you can receive your harvest. They're trying to create fracturing in the foundation. That's how it's coming through. They want to return those who have run away. Somebody made a break from this person here. They distanced themselves from this person and they're trying to rope this person back in. That's what I got here. This is what you need to be aware of. If you think something has changed with this character, it hasn't. It's the same old tune. It's the same old song and dance. And you need to be aware of that, okay? Let's get some details here just to sort of cap this off. Cut of the deck energy. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. You got somebody here who's wanting to like change camps. It's somebody that used to be working against you. Now they want to work with you. And they're telling you like, look, if we team our forces together, we can get this moving forward a lot faster and a lot more effectively than if we're at odds with each other. Could be Sagittarius, could be somebody born in the year of the horse coming in here. And they're going to tell you everything. I feel like this person is super, super blunt. Like they don't pull any punches. You want to know? I'll tell you everything. Like they'll even tell you the bits where they didn't act, they didn't act their best, right? This person has nothing to hide. Whoever they are, it's like, you want to know what's up? I'll tell you what's up. This person is like brutally honest. Maybe even sometimes they're honest to a fault. Like their words can really land harshly, but this person doesn't have anything to hide. And what most people would want to hide, this person will fully represent it, I feel.
They know who they are, you know, they don't feel like they need to conceal anything. But there's something about the truthfulness of this person and the fact that they are willing to be so honest and upfront. It gives back dignity to a situation. And I think this person recognizes that there's been some kind of indignity here that's not correct. They want to remedy this. And I think this could be like somebody's wanting to form an alliance with you. I could see that because this person has the ability to find favor with not only the friends, but also those who have been problematic and causing issues for you. I see that, okay? And they're like, look, I see your side, I see your situation, and I'm here to help. I'm here to lend my muscle. And with that, we got the Emperor, okay? An Emperor who's just about having, like, so frustrated, so fed up with the nonsense. Like, can we just get it together? I know what needs to be executed here without that Aries energy. And this is a person who's in some position of authority in this situation. And they know how to move something forward very cleanly, very simply, very easily, and not in a convoluted manner. I think somebody here is wanting things to just be upfront. They're tired of all the moves being concealed and all the subterfuge. Like somebody doesn't have time for all the secrets of the High Priestess. Up and out with it. What's going on here? What's going on here? And stop trying to work me, because I know when I'm being worked. Okay. Water signs being called out there. Okay. Fixed signs, Scorpio. This Emperor may be talking to a Scorpio about this. A Scorpio that is, moving with a little intrigue here. Scorpio rising is Taurus descendant fixed signs. Okay, so there could be some kind of like resonance there coming through. Yeah, I feel like this is the character that's being revealed. Whoever's been manipulating here, all right, is being revealed. It's definitely somebody who's an alchemist here. So far, they've had protection because they've been concealed what they've been doing. Strong water sign energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And an Emperor knows what's up. And is ready to just, let's just put it all out on Front Street. Because I'm not going to operate within any kind of like conspiracy theory climate. No, we're going to make this very clean and clear. All right, so do look for something to be a lot less convoluted. I see that on the horizon. Yeah, Queen of Cups. It's coming through as really strong water sign energy. Somebody here that, has been sort of proud of being able to move forward undetected is having their hand revealed. This person, is really good performer. They know how to lay it on thick. They know how to dress something up. They know how to make it sound pretty, but there's something here that's been operating beneath the surface that, it ain't so pretty. And pride comes before a fall, right? Pride comes before a fall. Somebody may be making a martyr of themselves by trying to hold up this Ace of Pentacles, and just as I say that, right behind that, we've got the Hangman. Okay, Piscean energy coming through pretty strong, but do expect to hear news in relation to this with page ones. There's the Bear again. There could be a Virgo connected to this. There could be news coming in from Sagittarius around this. There could be a Virgo Sagittarius connection. These are elements that have been concealed, but they're about to be revealed here, okay? And once it's revealed, the glamour is shattered. And there's the fall of what has been very vain. That's what I see. Because they thought that they could be the mastermind of some kind of glamour, some kind of illusion, and create a lot of confusion in a situation. But this energy is the timeline that's falling away with the 8 of Cups. Because it looks like there's recovery of the path forward. You're learning how to navigate the waters. You're learning how to better understand, decipher what your intuition is telling you. And you're very clear about the emotional manipulation that's going on. You understand what keeps making things confusing when they're actually really simple. You're figuring out who is doing this, who keeps bringing the storms. Who keeps bringing the storms, right? Because I'm at a point where I'm starting to see the rainbow coming to me. When I'm getting to the other side, somebody keeps bringing a storm my way. And this is something that's being done to a man. I got that, okay? This is a feminine that is fixated on a man and that is causing them a lot of issues here because of some illusion they're casting. And it's trying to create disruption or have them call judgment on a particular woman of mutual interest with opposing forces, okay? But I do see that there's an Ace of Wands here, right? So you're going to have some power put in your hands, but it does require you to take action in order to protect what you're wanting to grow here, in order to protect your dreams that you want to see sprout about within that quantum field, like the forget-me-nots of angels, and multiply, okay? There's protection here against future despair. And there's also a little bit of cooling, tempering energy coming in for you, telling you, hold your horses, you know, wait for your power to be restored through this ally that's coming in here, okay? You need to wait for divine timing before you move ahead, because there's like a dead end that's being invested in currently right here. I see it with this crow energy on the scene, signaling that there's an ending coming here. And this ending is the ending of whoever's been running this, you know, manipulation campaign here. Whoever's been casting this illusion, this glamour, whoever's been lying and seeding dissension and playing these games, this person is about to have karmic law called on their butt. Because somebody here was stripped of their honor, somebody here was stripped of their dignity, and it's time to take it back from the person who stole that and restore that person's rightful position. I feel that. There's a tower coming down here, and it's a strong tower too. It's a strong tower that what's brought down here, what's false that's brought down here, it brings strength and upliftment to one who is like sort of like brought down in a very humiliating way and through something that was completely fueled by false narrative and dissension. Whoever this promoter of discord is somebody who gives generous responses. They can go on and on about all the reasons why they did something. They have these long-winded stories about why they took the action they did, you know, to justify the falsehoods that they've spread here, okay? There was some falling out here. Somebody lost like a lot of friends. Somebody lost a community potentially. And something is being restored here. Like people are waking up to the reality of a situation, and they're coming in to sort of like surround this person with support and lift them back up and restore them to their rightful position. And it brings 2 of Cups. The manifestation is complete. Okay, may even come through in August. And from this connection, like there's 2 that are united here who experienced a falling out because of some third party interference. And this connection's being restored. It looks like a beautiful thing. There's movement forward coming in here. We've seen all the wings here, so there could be an air sign connected to this. That's part of this coming back together again. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius on the scene. All right, and other energies we have here. big Scorpio energy, Aries energy. Leo, your personal energy is out. You're pretty strong, having the strength to rise above, you know, what limited you in the past. All the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and all the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, as being players involved in the situation that have been working a lot with running the narrative, seeding the dissension, gossip, things along those lines. Okay, so on to Scorpio.
Because Scorpio, you've been coming up a lot. 12533 for Scorpio. Chariot arriving on the scene for you too. You're receiving communication, Scorpio, that is giving you a clear vision of where you're going here.
What road you need to head forward on here, okay? It is being set in motion for you here, Scorpio. What is coming in for Scorpio, Spirit? What signs, synchronicities are going to show up on the scene for
Scorpio over these next 72 hours? What is coming in for Scorpio? Scorpio, you're being encouraged to create some space where you can to go outdoors and just allow yourself to take in the twilight. Those in-between places are power points for you where there's some kind of like clarity can come through. It also may be the forces that ward over the gateways of the in-between, of the betwixt and the between, want to communicate with you at that time to show you the way through. Interesting. Okay, so that can be the threshold between afternoon and evening. It can be the threshold between late night and the dawn, right? Those in between places.
intermediary energy. You may be an intermediary. You may be the force that's meant to provide the way here in some way. Okay, let's see what's coming in here, Scorpio. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. There's something you made a good judgment call on. You saw the truth in a situation. You left somebody behind. Somebody was trying to hold you back. This person, since you made these decisions, since you cut off this energy, this person is kind of down for the count. I feel like they don't have the energy to keep coming at you here. You really saw who's in your corner, who's not. You know, who you're meant to align with, who you're not meant to align with. I think this has been very tricky because you had a troublemaker in your sphere. You had a troublemaker in your sphere that was causing a lot of people to doubt you, question you, look at you sideways, right? And this was really problematic for you. And so I do feel like there are people that are starting to see the truth of this, and there's people that are coming into align with you here. They're offering true friendship. Continue to stay connected to your clear view of the situation. I just want to say that, okay? Because see, this sword is not drawn from its sheath. I feel like you are in full possession of a truth. But Fragrok, the sword of truth, the first treasure of the Tuatha De Danann, it doesn't activate its power until it is pulled from its sheath and pointed at the source. And then it becomes the answerer. Anyone who has the tip of Fragrok pointed at them has to tell the truth. They have to provide the answers.
And I feel like you have this understanding, like, I don't need the answers from anyone. I already have the truth. I already know the truth. I already know the truth. Something has already been illuminated for me with the Knight of Pentacles. There's something I've already seen here. I have the light of understanding. I have the knowledge I need to address what's been ailing me. I have the knowledge I need to rectify what's been causing loss, issues in my life. I see it very clearly. Yeah, you're very much on board right now with your spiritual communication. There's something that you understand it through and through. It's not a burden to you. You're not in the dark. You may have been in the dark at one time. I don't feel like you're in the dark anymore. You know very well where the sneaky, tricky energy is coming from. And in some way, shape, or form, it's allowing you to affect healing. You're opening up a path that's going to be very healing for you. And where you were stripped of something that was rightfully yours, now is going to be the point when you're going to start to see the downfall of the thieves. And there's going to be certain treasure you're going to come into acquisition of that you didn't even know was there. Because I feel like there's been a lot that's been concealed from you, and it's purposefully concealed from you. There's hidden treasure here that's going to be revealed to you. You may not even know that something was stolen from you. And it could even be something that has affected you financially, but you're going to find out. And something's about to be restored here, returned here. So if something had gone missing, you didn't know where it went, or if you feel like you lost a lot of business, or you've been dealing with financial challenges, or anything along these lines, something is being rectified here. And what it's doing is it's opening up your road to restoration and healing. This looks good. There could be a healing connection. The thief could be somebody that works in the medical field. There could be some kind of connection there. Or somebody who works in a legal field. This could even be somebody that's pious. And this keeps coming out. I don't know what this is, but somebody comes off very God-fearing, spiritual. They got a dark side. Oh, yeah, it's a tower, man. There's a tower coming in here. And it's revealing something that couldn't be seen before. What's been causing all of these endings in your life? It's just as I start to build something, just as it starts to build up, just as I start to feel like, now I'm getting somewhere. Then all of a sudden, it comes crashing down. And I have to start again from the beginning, over and over and over again. It's like Groundhog's Day, like you've been feeling like you've been dealing with this just uninterruptible pattern of BS. That's what I feel. This has been a very argumentative energy. This is an energy that at times has had you feeling really at war with yourself. Trying to figure out, I don't get it. What am I not understanding here? Why does this keep happening? And it's also understanding too, you've been dealing with a lot of liars, man. A lot of liars. And when you get this insight, this information, when this tower comes down and you confront these people, wait until you hear the long-winded excuses they're going to give you. And in fact, the more that they try to explain themselves, the more elaborate the story. The deeper the shadow, baby, the deeper the lie. But this awakening moment is coming. It's highly personal to you, Scorpio. It really lets you know what needs to come to an end. I feel that very strongly. It really lets you know where you need to call judgment in the way that only Scorpio can, by bringing on that death, man. And sometimes that death is a liberation. There is something here that is completely false, and it needs to come down. Because whatever this is, it's been promoting a lot of hardship in your life. It's been creating a lot of conflict in your life. It's been bringing a lot of drama to your doorstep, and it's about to get its walking papers here. Ooh, Ted says yes on that. That was a big affirmation moment for Ted. Yeah, something is not going to be tolerated anymore. I see that. And you're going to know exactly who you need to cut off here. This person's losing their power, whoever they are. There's like, it looks like a duck quacking in the sky there. And it is like, I'm at that in between. Ooh, did you hear that? It was like an M80 going off. And then there was a sparrow just shot over this way from the southwest. Interesting. And now that duckbill is almost starting to it's starting to morph into like an alligator. When you hear about this, when this is revealed to you, it's going to give you a lot to digest, because I feel like you're going to start to connect the dots in your past experiences. You're going to understand why certain things went down the way they did. It's like all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's why that happened. Because once this is revealed to you, it's all going to be so clear to you. I think you already have like a little bit of a hint about this, because if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it looks like a duck, F a duck, man. You know, there's something you've already seen here. I think you were trying to overlook it. Okay, you didn't want to see this. But here comes the sun to shed light on matters. This is like, this character is a million different people from one day to the next. And they're always going to be like that. This person doesn't even know who they are. They put on whatever face they need to put on in order to get what they need out of another, because this is what makes them feel powerful. They need to feel powerful. They get off on this. They get off on manipulating other people because they feel like if they can manipulate somebody and if they can get this person to believe a lie, then they feel like in some way that person's subservient to them. It gives them like a little ego boost. This person may be rich. They may be highly intelligent. Like this person isn't dense. They're smart. They're a little too smart for their own good. This is like master manipulator energy. I mean, it's coming in with the sun, Leo energy coming in there, right? And this person has been trying to bring an end to something in order for them to get a come up. They want to trade places with you here. They also may want to sort of like make you less visible. They want to dim you down. Like they want the attention. They want the spotlight to be on them. They feel like the universe, revolves around them. They're the center of it. I want to be the center of attention. It's a distortion of Leo energy. It's Leo in the shadow. You may have already sensed this. Again, F a duck, man. This person's a sitting duck. Something's about to come down. Like something is not going to hold up anymore. Let me do one more around here. I feel like this is a key for you because I do feel like somebody tried to steal a bit of happiness from you. And I feel like the truth does really set you free in this matter.
because it helps you get away from this influence that has been holding you back through, you know, these lies, this manipulation, this confusion. But not only that, others see it too, and that's what's helpful for you. Emperor.
Emperor comes out again. Emperor feeling very frustrated. Emperor feeling very annoyed here. Yeah, this is some person that has a bit higher ranking here is the one who's doing this revealing, you know, they're bringing a tower onto somebody. They're not letting this person like hide out undetected anymore. They want to protect the road ahead here. So, you know, this is somebody in a position of authority too, that's handling this matter, that's setting this right. So where there was theft, I mean, this could be somebody really getting in trouble here. Could be somebody really getting caught up here. Whatever it is, though, I feel like it gives you the opportunity to reclaim something that was taken from you through manipulation. We got here, kind of deck energy, hangman. Comes in again, yeah, judgment. Somebody's gonna have to get a different view of the situation. Where they want to hang you up, they're about to be hanging at the crossroads. This is somebody who's a liar. This is also someone that says right here, this is also somebody who has cast evil spells to set bad spirits upon you. This is a vile person, man. And judgment's being called on them. I feel like by this emperor, somebody who's in a position of power, somebody who's in some position of authority that, you know, has some inside information to be able to bring this person down. Whoever this person is that's getting hung up, they want to know everybody else's business. This is somebody who's always butting in to everybody else's business, and then they're going and spreading the word, you know, like a game of telephone. You know, further it goes down the line, the more convoluted, confusing it becomes, and then nobody knows what the hell is going on anymore, right? What's on the other side here, the split? Eight of Pentacles. Yep. So there's going to be knowledge about what this person's been up to, how they've been using this mastermind plan of theirs to possibly interfere with your work, interfere with your finances, take something from you that you earned, rightfully earned. You're going to get all the receipts, all the knowledge about this. It's really going to be spelled out for you. And there's something that's going to be rectified here. So, I mean, that's a positive energy, but this looks like a little bit to push through here first. So energies that we have on the board in relation to this, we have Pisces, we have Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, we have Aries, Scorpio, your energy's out here. We got a little Aquarian energy as well, possibly Aquarius rising with a Leo reference that came in here. Okay. That's what I got. All right. Never a dull moment, man. It should be pretty interesting there. Let me go ahead and set it up with Aquarius next. Ooh, Aquarius, bottom of the deck here. We got the Empress coming out right out the gate here. That's a good energy. All right, you're tapping into some kind of knowledge here, something you need to be able to transform a situation, potentially with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands who's been hidden up till now, might be messages coming in around this Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups energy. This knowledge you're getting is going to protect you from further mental troubles, gives you some kind of redemption that protects you against an enemy who has been sending a little spiritual warfare your way.
Alright, it's gonna help you rein in that problem quite effectively. Victory for you in this regard with the Six of Wands. As punishment is in store for those who've been effing around and are about to find out. Interesting the way that came in. It did come in for you. You could be an Aquarius rising. You came in on Leo's download. There might be something there from Leo's download that's coming in for you. I just say that because that was at the bottom of the shuffle I'd done for their read, but it distinctly wanted to come in for you. I didn't even look at the bottom of the deck until I brought your energy in. So I feel like there's a tie in there. Okay. Vice versa, if you are a Leo that's listening in to Aquarius's download. Okay, let's check this out. Let's see what is coming in for Aquarius. Here in this lunar cycle that got kicked off with the Cancer new moon and will be culminating with the full buck moon in Capricorn on July 10th. Kind of synchronicities, information, themes will start to emerge over the next 72 hours to really anchor this guidance that's coming in here for Aquarius. All right, let's check it out. I'm being called to do cutting of the deck into threes, so let's get a baseline for you here. Page of Cups. Page of Cups on the scene. Somebody who's coming in to offer some kind of comfort, somebody who's offering some kind of consolation. They've been making the rounds, this Page of Cups, among the other fixed signs, I have to say. This is somebody who's offering some kind of protection through what they're illuminating and giving you some kind of warning about someone or something that's been working against you. They feel like they can offer a helping hand. Okay, let's see what this is about. This is coming in through some kind of message, some kind of news. Could be from a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right. What do we got here? Something about what you need to do to protect your interests, what you need to do to potentially protect your money, something tangible here, something physical here, an opportunity with this Ace of Pentacles, something that you've received that's a blessing. And there's some evil eyes that have been set on this. There's others who are envious of what you got here. They want to try to limit this growth. They want to try to cut it off for you. So I feel like this character is trying to point out to you where the problem is coming from through this message that you receive. Maybe this person knows that you've experienced some kind of loss. They feel sorry for you. They want to give you some kind of consolation by giving you the upper hand in a situation where you feel like you've been kind of like just shooting in the dark. You don't even know what you're aiming for here. Knight of Swords. Oh, I feel like whatever you're being armed with here, it has you a bit on the war path. Like you want to bring down these people who've been working against you. This may even be somebody that's like trying to rouse you, you know what I mean? Like get you to come and like fight somebody. Like they want you to join them in fighting somebody, coming up against somebody maybe. Yeah, it's like they're trying to get you to move a little bit reckless here with the Knight of Swords. You know, just like kind of rush into a situation on the attack with what they're telling you here. They want you to really feel like you're doing something to protect yourself here and something that's important to you. Something tangible. It could be like protecting a home, protecting your finances, protecting your business. You know, something you're growing here, something that's a source of stability for you. Okay, give me more details about this for Aquarius. What is this coming in for Aquarius here? Spirit? What is this coming in for Aquarius? Spirit? Give me more details about what this is coming in for Aquarius. Okay. Like some crossing energy, a couple different crossing energy factors coming in here. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles.
This could be concerning the Queen of Pentacles. This could be the person who's reaching out to you in a loving way. She wants to talk to you. She wants to make something clear. She feels like she has a different insight than she had before. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. She's the one who's consoling. She's the one who wants you to fight with her against somebody, come up against somebody. That's what I feel. It's going to be even like a business partner, somebody you're in business with. Ooh, Knight of Pentacles, man. In reverse. Nine of Wands in reverse. Oof. See, I feel like somebody's trying to cut to the chase here. Like they know that they're in kind of a bad spot here. For the Queen of Pentacles come in with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, they're actually the ones that are losing some ground here. They're the ones that are losing some stability here. You see they got this sword? Well, their sword's in reverse. So there's something false here in what they're saying. They're not telling you the truth about something here. Whatever they're telling you, they're not telling you the truth. This message is coming through like, you know, they're coming in peace and they're offering consolation and they want to make things really clear, but it's in reverse. This person's got some game plan here. They're trying to like take down your defenses so you'll let them back in. There's something this person stands to lose. That's why they're coming your way with this. They say they know the remedy. It's going to be the very thing that makes you ail. I'm telling you here. And whatever this is will bring you back down into the karmic spin cycle. Wash, rinse, repeat, man. You'll be hung out to dry. This person acts like they have access to secret information. They know hidden things. They're full of it. They don't have nothing clear. They don't. Oh my gosh, this energy. And it's coming in with the Hanged Man to the Queen of Cups to the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is a Piscean card coming in with the Queen of Cups, the Hanged Man, strong Pisces energy. There is a blind spot around this that you need to be aware of. It's like somebody is coming forward almost like, you know, a false front here. You see, it's like, it's got like that sort of like skinwalker energy. It's like this person comes forward in one form, but it conceals their true nature, you know? This person's about to be in judgment. See, you look at this person's in their south node, man. And you see they're about to get hung up here because they've been spreading propaganda. There's lies here. There's deceit. Something is false. And see, they're trying to cut themselves out of the situation here. They played a certain role. Now they want to try to like dissect that from their storyline. Like, oh, well, actually, you know, this is what's going on. But this is somebody who really, it's like they wanted to swap destinies. They wanted to take over somebody else's timeline. They wanted that to be their way through. Ted just confirmed yes. And this person, they know how to work people, you know, they know how to sway people. I think they're really good at swaying people because whoever they are, they know how to cater to somebody's ego. They know who they're dealing with. They know how to appeal to their lower nature. They know what to tell these people to make them feel like really puffed up and like, oh yeah, you know, and they can really get them on board. But see, look at you coming in here with this Eight of Cups, Aquarius, water bearer. You're like, no, it's time we get a different view here. I think you're spilling out this cup. It's like they're coming at you like the Page of Cups. They want to offer you some kind of consolation or some kind of explanation, because I do feel like something is being outed here, revealed here. They want to try to, you know, help you understand why they did what they did back there. But see, your consolation and redemption out of this adversity you've been experiencing is all about you releasing this, cleansing this, letting this go, bringing about this transformation. And here's the crossing energy. So what is this here? Strength. Strength. Yeah, I feel like this person, whoever this is that's reaching out to you, they're trying to beat you to the punch. Beat you to the punch. What? Are they wanting something that you want? Are they trying to beat you to the punch by acting like they're helping you? They're helping you to get something you want when actually they're planning to acquire it for themselves? That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say I think they're trying to beat others to the punch because there's people that are about to come in here who are here to support you. You do have friends. You do have people that care about you. No matter how much somebody's tried to like spin some story that everybody's against you, it's not true. You do have people who really care about you. There are people who are loyal to you and they see what's been going on. They want to help you. They want to help you get the upper hand with this trickster here. And I think they are trying to rush in and beat these people to the punch so that they can still, like, in their mind, I think this person is a little prideful. They think that they can still work this or achieve their objective. But it's like, I really got the vibe that the writing is already on the wall. And you need to rise above this, okay? You're going to get by in this situation with a little help from your friends. So don't let this person cater to your ego, because I feel like that's how they find an end. But I think you're not going to be fooled again. There's something that you're going to see through here. You're going to bring an end to this situation firmly, once and for all. You may have given this person multiple chances. You're finally going to be like, no, that's it. It's done. We're not doing this anymore. It's completely over here. Okay, so let's see. Let me get some more details here. Come around. Anything else you want Aquarius to know about this situation? 7 of Wands, hold your ground, okay? Don't bring yourself down to this person's level, because I feel like when you're not going to go along with whatever they're trying to, rope you into here, when you're not going to buy into it, that's when you're going to see this person's true nature bubble up to the surface. They're going to like go on the attack. They're going to like start coming at you. They might get argumentative. You just need to be calm, hold your ground, hold the line here, okay? Because you're being set free from this. You're being delivered from this situation. It's like the true force that's been working against you is being revealed to you. And all of a sudden, that's going to really give you the higher ground here. They're trying to silence someone. They don't want this message to get through. But it's going to be delivered, period. See, you haven't been able to rectify this situation specifically because though you may have had suspicions, you weren't quite sure where the problem was coming from. And you didn't want to assume because you didn't want to add more muddle into the mess. But you knew that somebody was doing something foul here. You knew that there was betrayal here. You just didn't know where it was coming from. They really don't want me talking about it. And still, I persist. Yeah. And you've wanted to know. You've wanted to know what is going on here. Like something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something seems off. This is also maybe somebody that's been making things really challenging for a couple here. Okay. Creating some kind of, division between two, burdening them here with whatever they've been pulling. And it's being pointed out to you. You see, there's an angel here that's pointing it out.
This is spiritual help coming in to point this out to you. So you can finally, activate that Ace of Pentacles you hold, and you can see the growth. You can take yourself down from this place where you felt held up, where you felt like you were at the crossroads. At times you felt like a bit of a martyr, not understanding why, why am I being held up here? What did I do? This is when you're going to finally get to have healing. And also there's something that's going to be celebrated once you activate this opportunity you have that you couldn't take up until now because of this person that's been working against you here, causing some issues. This definitely could have been affecting your work, and I feel like this is an immediate turnaround in terms of your work. I feel like there'll be a lot of growth there, restoration of your reputation in the work you do, especially if you're involved in any kind of health field, healing work, anything along these lines, counseling work, anything like this. I feel like your reputation will be restored, news will spread. I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming your way in your work as you experience what you should have experienced a long time ago. This could have even caused like a falling out between you and a business partner, right? Something's getting restored here. And it's coming through, the truth being pointed out to you, revealed to you. It's coming in like the right hand of God, man. And once you discover this, no longer are you going to be like feeling like you don't have the ability to transform your situation. Right? I see you actually taking action. You're going to step out of the crossroads. You're going to invest in this opportunity. You're going to follow your heart here. You're going to move forward. And yeah, you're going to find that hidden treasure. Like, this is a message that keeps coming in. You are going to find that hidden treasure. SE. There's something you're going to see here where you are going to find that hidden treasure. Yeah, Archangel Michael's pointing it out to you. See, it's like holding up that shield, almost like the Ace of Pentacles. I know where to invest here. The Chariot's arriving on the scene. Persevere. You may be facing a conflict right now, but you are going to overcome it. You're about to move out of this troubling time. You're going to find your way to unity where you've been experiencing a lot of discord. And you're going to be able to remedy what's been ailing here. Where there's healing needed, there's going to be healing. And you have protection from this thwarting energy in the future. And you're being armed with what you need to overcome a particular conflict that's been creating one problem after another in your life. Just pay attention, okay? Because I do feel like this is being revealed to you. You're going to see all the signs coming through, especially over the next 72 hours when I bring these in. There's a lot that's going to be, illuminated for you here. But whoever this is, they didn't want that revealed. So I feel like they got a lot to hide. They got a lot to hide. This may be somebody who's normally really quiet. It's because they got a lot to hide. We're trying to remember, what story did I tell that person over there? I gotta make sure my stories sync up. Because now all those people that I was talking to, well, now they're all talking to each other. Pretty soon, somebody's going to come at me wanting the answers. Alrighty then. Now we're going to go to Taurus. Close this out. Coming in at 20423. All right. Things are about to get moving here with the number 23, Taurus. something is shifting, something may get shaken up a little bit so it can get fixed, so it can get corrected, so it can get set right. Something may need to come undone in order to fix a particularly pernicious problem. Right? Let's see what this is. Life path number 5 could be playing a key role in this situation. What does Taurus need to know? This lunar cycle, and what should they be paying attention to? What signposts should they be paying attention to over the next 72 hours that will guide them through this terrain leading up to the full moon, full buck moon in Capricorn on July 10th? What guidance do you have for Capricorn? Ooh, no, not Capricorn. High Priestess, 10 of Cups. Somebody likes to work with the moon cycles. Somebody likes to work with the full moon. They've been trying to call something in. A particular high priestess has been trying to call something in with the full moons. They will try again. I think this person feels like they're doing the right thing. They feel like they're raising energy to confound the wicked and bring about what they perceive as the restoration of peace. They want to win at this. It's interesting energy because it does feel like there's a little bit of kind of like competitive energy there. This person is somebody who is tapped in. They do have certain insight, knowledge of secret things. They dropped a bit of the mystery. They're really good with swaying people's perceptions or swaying people's minds. They could work with glamour a little bit. They do a lot of work with love magic, seduction. Again, love, beauty, that kind of energy. Woo! And I just saw a firefly fly by. Fire fairy. Yeah, sparkle fairy. Like they work with that kind of magic. Like they work with like glimmery things, you know? Not all that glitters is gold. Is there really? Normally on the 10 of Cups here, there's that rainbow with the 10 of Cups, you know, span there across the horizon. It's like, what, is there really gold at the end of that rainbow? I don't know. You might find a leprechaun there. Leprechauns are tricky, man. Yeah, there's something here with this energy that just sort of presented itself. They're trying to sell you on their vision of the world. This person works with that energy though. A lot of that kind of glamour energy. They know how to really dress something up or make it look really beautiful. When maybe it's something quite the opposite. I'm not so sure. Okay. I'm not so sure here. Water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could be somebody that is trying to create a more beautiful world for yourself. You may be diving into your high priestess energy. You may be harmonizing with the lunar cycles. You may be doing some work with the lunar cycles. Maybe you just did something. Maybe you like to work with the dark moon. You like to work with dark moon and full moon. That's how you roll. It's a Capricorn though. This is kind of funny. So there could be a Capricorn connection. This could be a Capricorn high priestess that has a strong Taurus placement. Okay. There's something you're tapping into here, something you're sussing out. All right, let's see what we got for Taurus. Eight of Cups. Yeah, definitely like working with glamour here. You're very adept at navigating the waters. You're really in touch with your intuition. Um, Despite the fact that Taurus is so fixed and doesn't really like change, I feel like you've started to adapt. You've started to adapt. You've become a lot better with going with the flow. But I also think that there's times when, as you come into possession of being able to navigate those waters, when you may be tempted to use them in such a way to bring on a storm, right? To create some rough seas, maybe stir things up a bit. You could be somebody that you find chaos alluring. You may be a bit Orisian in nature. You may work on a level where you can't put my manifestations in a box. Like, I know that chaos is the creative force of the universe, and I know how to harness that energy. And I like a bit of the wild ride. I don't like my magic to feel so contained. I like more freedom. I like the wide open path. So yeah, I think this also could be like recovering a little bit of that feral feminine is what's coming through. You might be wanting to bring about a particular storm, some rough seas, to a particular man here is how it's coming through. Somebody you have a little bit of a grudge energy with here that you feel maybe like cast a spell on you or cast some illusion around you, maybe an illusion that was shattered, and now you're sort of like maybe wanting to rectify that. Could be coming through for some of you, not all of you, right? You could be dealing with a character like this. You could be connected to a man. You could be a man in this situation that's being affected in this way. Someone's got it out for you, man. Interesting energies coming out of the fixed signs. There's some really interesting energy coming over the fixed signs, man. All right, let's see. That'll fix them. That'll fix them. Wow. 10 of Cups. That'll fix them. For getting in between me and my destiny. Yeah, whoever this is, this person works with love magic. They do. But they work with it in a really like interesting way. They work with love magic to bring storms. They work with love magic to create disruption, to get even. Oh, this is a really interesting message. I mean, they are tapped in. This person definitely works more with their shadow energy. With death here, big Scorpio energy, okay? You could be a Scorpio rising. You're very familiar with the shadow. You know how to pluck a jewel out of the dark. You can find the darkest, most desolate place, and you will find the most tiniest light source there. Just like that little fire fairy that flew by the window there. It's also got like Jinn energy. Okay, so you could have a Jinn energy that you're connected to. Jinn energies are water spirits, or somebody connected to you could be a Scorpio, works with the Jinn energy. Thing about the Jinn though is, if you're not prepared to really work with that energy, it can be quite destructive. Okay, somebody could have like called something in that's a bit too hot to handle. I can see that as well. There's this in-between place that you're operating out of right now. There's a narrow passageway you have here to get in between the ending to the rebirth. You know, it's like there's a way that you can bypass the bardo entirely, where you have to sort of like be in that place where there's
nothing going on, and you just sort of feel like it's coming through as like in a holding cell. Okay.
There's a way that you can, you know, keep the energy moving here. Keep the energy moving here. There's assistance with this too, with the Six of Pentacles, to bring about this transformation and this turning of the wheel of fortune. But there's some lower vibrational energies that are operating here. You might want to bring in Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron provides the Merkaba, and the Merkaba is the vehicle. It's the spiritual vehicle that can move you forward. It looks a bit like a star. The Merkaba could very well be your stargate that you need to work with. See, Metatron takes any lower vibrational energy and amplifies it to the highest frequency here. So it's a very much refining energy. And there is something here that is energetically off that does need to be addressed. It could be the direct result of conjuring. It could be the direct result of something that's conjured up. It could be the direct result of a particular alchemist that you have that has been working with the lunar cycles that's affecting your energy in some way. It could be something you've been manifesting or setting in motion, right? But there is a way to progress. So I feel like it's a real narrow gap here, and there's some kind of assistance coming in. It's letting you know where the work needs to be done to transform an energy that is preventing you from moving into like this renewal that you're wanting to experience. And I do feel like it's going to take a lot of mental force on your part. Like there's something that you need to rework in your mind here. Like it needs to be a different way of moving forward, a different approach here. Like something that you've been doing repeatedly, it's not going to effectively transform this situation here. You're going to have to come at this from a different angle to protect you from any future, sorrows, loss, impediments moving forward. There's somebody here that you consider like a soulmate, a close connection, somebody that you go way back with here. This person, false tongue. This person does not speak the truth. This person speaks about you behind your back. You can't trust this person. Light will be shined on this character here. They come off like a light bearer, but they're a deceiver. This person could very well be a necromancer. This person is obsessed with the taboo, with the shadow. I mean, this could be you. If this is you and you're a high priestess energy and you know the value of balancing your shadow and light, it could be like a message coming through saying, to be able to really bridge this gap and experience the renewal you want to experience, you need to stop putting so much emphasis on the shadow and you need to start building the light a little bit more. There's a need for like a transformation in the energy that's being generated here. I feel that. It's very essential. It's important. You may not realize it, but you're feeling kind of like stuck or like you can't make something happen, but it's because there's been too much fixation on the shadow. Now that could come through in a number of ways. It could be like you've been processing something really heavy and you keep looking at it, you keep like picking at, the scab. And so the wound never heals. You never get to the point where you can see where the light can get through because you keep digging into something. You won't like let it rest. Maybe you keep digging into it because you want to understand it. You want to see it from a different point of view, but there's something here where it's all piling up behind you here. And it's like you're hanging out at the cremation rooms. But until that's seen, you can't go through, that transformation where you can finally see the way through. whatever's going on in this situation, it's surrounded by jealousy and envy. I feel like the spirit of jealousy and envy has taken over a situation. And if this is something that you feel has been directed at you, I feel like you are starting to take on the energy too much. And so it's creating like this linking with the energy of jealousy and envy. Five of Wands. See, it's creating competition, conflict, infighting. I want to win. I will win. This is the energy. You're dealing with someone like this, or I think there's something here that you've been trying to navigate, and in navigating it, it's gotten you a little too connected to energy. So you're really being asked to transmute this. I feel like if you shine a little light where you've been really hanging out in the shadow for a while and you bring this in, there's a way that you can turn a certain judgment around that at this time might be kind of like heading south, where things may look a lot more negative than they really are. It could have something to do just with your perspective. Maybe because you've been focusing more on the problem or more on what's been concealed rather than what is really evident, sort of like putting your focus there, not being enticed by whoever is kind of like trying to insert themselves into your energy and is coming at you and in such a way where, you know, they're competing against you, and maybe you feel like I'm not competing against you. Something here is not worth fighting for. Something here is not worth like dissecting anymore, trying to understand, trying to see through what's concealed. And in fact, I feel like what's hidden or what's been cloaked, that's the hook. It's purposely being healed. It's purposely being healed. Well, I mean, it is being healed through what's being concealed. And it's more like trying to understand, well, why don't I have access to certain information, or why don't I know what's coming up ahead, or why is it that I can't, know what this person's up to, whatever this is. It's like, well, it's being concealed for your benefit. It's so you can heal. You shouldn't even be looking at that. You should be focusing on what is evident to you right now. That's the way through. There's a certain treasure that you're meant to pluck here out of that deep sea of the unconscious and all that work you've been doing in the shadowy terrain. There's a pearl of wisdom that's going to be the basis of your future here. It's going to help you retrieve something you lost that you don't even recognize you lost. You won't recognize it until the work's been done. There's inner and outer work that needs to be done here in order to protect from disaster. On something that you are meant to come into possession of here, Ten of Pentacles. Something you can really stand on. Right? Something perhaps that you're meant to build with another as well. This could be household, this could be a business, this could be a legacy, this could be a fortune, right? This could be what there is the pursuit of, this could be why there is this competition. This could be why there is this jealousy, It could have something to do with what two people are building together, some kind of stability they have. This could be connected to a King of Pentacles, masculine, your energy coming out really strongly here. It could be around somebody's partner. Yeah, here's the devil. Here's the devil on the scene. Capricorn energy coming in there. The Capricorn shows up after all. Capricorn shows up after all. Makes one worse off than ever before and tricks mortals into being bound. Yeah, I mean, there's something about this, about coveting what somebody else holds, the way that that can be something that binds you, the way it gets you caught up, even though you don't realize it, the way that it sacrifices the new beginnings that are meant for you, makes you worse off than ever before. What's coming through as the way forward is to enter the point of alchemy. This is what's going to bring you elevation. I feel like you've been navigating an energy that's been difficult to shake off, and it's really operating at a low level. I think a lot of this may have been thrown your way. You may have been hanging around with people who are really focused in this way. That's all they care about is status, worldly power. You know, how many figures do you make? You know, what neighborhood do you live in? Oh, is that designer? You know, it's this kind of energy. It's been bringing you down, man. It's been bringing your energy down. There's a need to transmute this energy. It's a very low frequency. It's a very competitive frequency. And you've either been dealing with a lot of this, associating with a lot of people who are like this, or maybe even at one point got caught up in a little bit of this energy yourself. But there's something that needs to be unplugged from here. Stop trying to figure out something that you don't understand right now or you currently don't have access to. It's being concealed for your healing. Maybe because if you saw it right now, it could get you caught up in this like drama. It could suck you into it. And that would really be like sort of stabbing yourself in the foot there. You don't need even to know the truth of these matters right now. It's not important. You should actually be warding from this energy, blocking yourself off from it, going into hermit mode here. Virgo energy coming in. Something here needs to come to an end. It's time's up. It's time's up for Apophis. Here comes Apophis, trying to steal someone else's sun, trying to, you know, create cloud cover around somebody's star that's on the rise. Got Aquarian energy here. This is that stargate. Somebody wants to cut you off at the pass to the stargate. This devil here, this trickster here, that wants to make you worse off than ever before by promising you something that appeals maybe to your ego. Oh, you know, I can give you clout. Oh, I can give you higher ranking. Oh, I can give you all the power. Oh, I will put you on the throne as my queen. You know, there's something that's being promised here that is a trap. Build a cage. But you can't see it. You can't see it until you enter that portal of the Stargate that is your point of alchemy and transformation. Then you'll have spiritual progress here. There's like this pearl of wisdom you get. This is what you build your future upon. This is what also allows you to solidify something with another who isn't working against you. Old Apophis there. Yeah, and see, first, there's something here about don't look for your treasure in another. Build it for yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. You have the ability to do this. You have the ability to activate the full potential of your path here. And when you do that, and you stand in your power in this way, and you refuse to compete, and you refuse to sort of set your sights on what somebody else has or what they got going for them. If you take yourself out of the fray of this, then you'll see how quickly you start to manifest everything you've been seeking here. But it's something you won't understand until you first go through that gateway of initiation with the moon. Something's been concealed here. Okay. Piscean energy. Somebody's strategy has been cloaked, hidden under the light of the moon. It's something that's been hidden, and you sense it. And maybe this person like leaves little breadcrumbs, like gives you like sort of a sense like, are you up to something? this person's ambiguity and what they keep hidden, that is how they maintain a certain stronghold. It is the way they bind you. But I feel like if you trust your hunch, because I think this particular connection, something about it feels off to you. You can't put your finger on it, but it feels off. If you trust your hunch, you block this energy, you get some space from it, you cut it off. What you're going to discover are actual receipts. Like there's something about that. It's like there's this little pearl that you've long suffered for. It's some kind of like knowledge, wisdom you need. I feel like it's an illumination of hidden messages here that have the power to destroy these plans that have been concealed. It's a strategy that's been put in place. And this is going to bring some kind of karmic balance for you. Right? That's how it's coming through. Let me do a cut of the deck here. Just to cap this off. And then I'll let you know all the players we have on the board for you. So you can assign each to their appropriate role here. Cut the deck. We got the Emperor. Man, the Emperor has been showing up for each and every one of you. There's a little bit of a web that's been woven here, and there's some secrets. Like this could be an Emperor that, you know, that's how they, you know, get people caught up. Through the secrets they keep. It gets people caught up. Because you're always trying to figure out, like, what's coming next, or what are you up to now, or what is the truth? And so do you see how distracting that is? From you taking full agency of your own path, your own life, if you're constantly like at a loss, not knowing what somebody's up to, that's a really destabilizing influence. Frog medicine coming in here, need for spiritual cleansing, potentially around this Emperor. This person has a lot of control. This person knows how to bring a lot of towers upon people. And when they strike when you least expect it. It's like a way they keep you destabilized. Blockage. This person's tricky because at one point they can feel like they're like the knight in shining armor. They're coming in, you know, coming in to rescue. But it's kind of funny. It's like they're coming in to rescue you from the web that they won't. They are both the cause and the cure of, you know, what you're struggling with here. I see it, right? This Emperor character. Emperor's been showing up for all of you fixed signs. So you are dealing with somebody in your situation that holds a lot of power. And it's not necessarily spiritual power, although I feel like they do have the ability to manipulate. But I feel like this person manipulates a lot more through the way they sway people's minds. Like they understand what makes people tick, and they know how to work with that. They know how to work with that, and they know how to get people caught up in their own BS. That's what I feel this is. Nine of Swords. But see, you're going to come into possession of some information here that's going to allow you to cut through that illusion and set yourself free. You don't need this Emperor to save you. You need to save yourself from this difficulty here. I see that. You know, this person holds something that you feel like you need. It could be money. It could be an opportunity. It feels like it's something in the real world. Status, something like this. And you feel like you need this person. And yet you don't know what they're up to because this person's got a lot of secrets. You sense something's up. There's spiritual cleansing needed in this situation. This person's energy is manipulating yours way too much, whoever this is. You'll see through this. You'll get the hit. It may even be through like some messages that are revealed to you. Like you get receipts and you're like, oh my God. And then you'll really be able to cut yourself free from, looks like some very strategic, very orchestrated
plan to get you caught up, specifically by keeping things vague, undefinable. Yeah, you're gonna suss something out here. And when you cut yourself free from this, and when you put blocks in place here, and you start rushing forward, then you're gonna start experiencing growth. For some of you, you could even be dealing with like a father here. This person could be a father. If this person is a father, you would know because they have conflict with their child. Their child's a bit of a spoiled brat. They get away with, they get away with anything. No accountability here. That could kind of identify who this character is for you. Okay? But that's what I got for you. You need to elevate your energy, transform your energy so you can, enter your renewal cycle by transmuting this. It looks like you need to put blocks in place. Cleanse this influence away. Cut yourself free. Act on the truth. You'll move forward swiftly where you've been feeling held up. You don't need this person for what you're seeking here. Whatever. Looks like something you're seeking in the material world, like some kind of stability, finances, a home, riches, status, something like this. You can get it yourself. You'll see that. You'll see that. Who you could be dealing with, we got Pisces energy, we got Aquarius, could be a Leo rising. All the earth signs are here. Your energy, of course. You're the one who needs to cut this off with the Hermit coming in with the sky, okay? You need to make this call. This person will never do it. You're the one who needs to pull the plug here, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. See what else we got here. Scorpio. Double emphasis on the Capricorn. Double emphasis on the Scorpio. Really a need to, not act like you don't see what's there. It's time to cut through the BS. You know the truth in this situation. Sagittarian energy. And we got Aries here. Okay? So that's what I got for you. Looks like there's a way through for all the fixed signs. There's some challenges here for sure. But there is a way through. But all I have to say, man, is carry on, my wayward son. There will be peace when you're done. And in the meantime, lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. You don't need to feel like you're helpless in your situation. You hold all the keys you need to set you free. And I think you're just about to get the gumption to do just that.